Me and Ariel were speaking the other day about going over like meal prep and things like that. So when we have meals, it makes it very easy to go to the ingredients in the fridge, because that's where you tend to go straight, because you want something quick and easy. But if you have things prepped, you're a lot more likely to just go for something healthy opposed to something not so healthy. So I'm going to start with this pasta. You can make this vegan. I use a little bit of half and half, but you could definitely use an alternative oat milk or almond milk or silk milk, whatever you decide. What it's going to be. I actually felt a little strange making it because it seemed like, oh, we're going to do it like this. This feels so weird, just putting it in a dry pot like this, but it actually come out delicious. I was very happy to do it. And I have some like beautiful tomatoes. The little tiny tomatoes are in season right now.
Your colors are great there, Sam.
Love our colors. So I'm just trying to cut up a few more tomatoes. So I'll put them in as well. And then we're going to use a little bit of just cut up garlic. Can't go wrong with garlic. Some tomato sauce, just a couple of spoons. And it says 2 tablespoons. I'm going to do 3 because I like tomato sauce. Seasoning, this is oregano. It said dried basil, but I didn't have any dried, but I definitely had fresh, so I can use that. And there's salt and pepper in here. I might need a little bit of salt and pepper after. And it also said red pepper flakes. I didn't put any in because I didn't have none. So then we have our little nest of pasta we're going to put in here. Isn't this nuts that you can actually do this?
Oh, I know. It feels like it feels like cheating or something, but it works.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm cheating.
That is really cute pasta. I love that.
I love the little nests of fettuccine. Yeah. They're my favorite.
That's great. They're so cute.
Yeah.
They are.
And then we're going to put a tiny drop of tomato puree in there. Just a spoonful of tomato puree. Then you get your veggie broth or your chicken broth, whatever you decide. You're going to stick that in there. Now I'm just going to put olive oil in. Some olive oil. A good olive oil is always good. And then we're going to add our cream, or half and half. And honestly, as crazy as it sounds, that is it. I'm just going to put it on. It's going to cook up. It usually takes as long as the pasta. It said 10 minutes on the packet of the pasta, but I left it for about 13-14 minutes. I just tasted it and it was good to go. So as soon as it's good to go, that's great. I'm going to show you how it come out.
Oh my God, yum. Oh my God, I want that.
Stop. That's beautiful.
That looks so good right now.
It really does.
I'm just going to polish it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You don't have to have cheese if you don't want to. It has so much flavor. Trust me, I was so surprised how good this really was, because you're not sauteing the garlic or anything. It really is yummy. Also, this week I had spinach left over, so I did a fig and strawberry and blackberry salad.
Yeah,
beautiful.
The water of the week is strawberry and fresh basil.
Yeah, that looks
that's amazing.
So beautiful.
It really
and
does.
So good. So I wouldn't put in anything like too fibrous. Like I wouldn't put in peppers or like something that takes a while to cook. But if you don't mind that they're a little raw, but you do want them a little bit more uniformly cooked. So I would probably stick to the recipe. But you could add some kale in there. That would be fun. Yeah, that would cook really nicely. I am going to make a salad with some feta cheese, apple slices, and walnuts, because I just love a little crunch in my salad. And it's just going to be with a classic honey mustard dressing. So I'm going to show you the dressing first. So I have my little bowl. I'm going to add in some olive oil. Again, when we're using a dressing, we want some good olive oil. Then we're going to do a little mustard. I like a Dijon mustard. I don't really love like a deli style mustard, so I'm going to use Dijon, but you definitely can use a deli style if you have. And then you're going to do some honey. Just super sticky here. I'm going to do a little bit of honey. Then I'm going to mix that, and then I add my salt and pepper in. I like to mix it first because I like to see if I need to add more olive oil. It definitely needs to be a little bit more liquidy. So I actually, instead of adding more olive oil, I like to add a little bit of water because I find it's easier to work with, especially with honey. So I just added like a tiny bit of water, like half a teaspoon of water. And this is a much better consistency. And then I like to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to add some kosher salt because you don't have to add as much of that. It's a little bit coarser. And then just some black pepper. And then gonna mix that up. It smells so good. I love a honey mustard dressing. I also make a ton of it. Keep it in my fridge. I use it on any salad. I also sometimes use it as a marinade on vegetables. It's really good. Now I'm gonna put together my salad for you. So I have romaine lettuce. You can use romaine lettuce, butter lettuce, whatever you have. I always like to cut my lettuce really thin. Now I'm gonna put in the other ingredients. So I'm gonna put on my gloves just because I like to make my salad with my hands and I don't like to use my bare hands. The first thing I'm gonna do is use some feta cheese. You can also use goat cheese, really whatever it is that you want. So I put some of that in. Then I like to mix that up because if I don't see how it looks before, then I end up adding too much, too little. And remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. Start with a little bit and see. I'm probably gonna add a little bit more cheese just because the other ingredients are pretty sweet. So I like to have the balance of the salty of the cheese. This is also good because you're adding in cheese, so you're getting some protein in there. And then the apples, obviously you want to keep the skin on, you're getting some fiber. So now I'm going to add my apples.
Are there any particular kind of apples that you would use for that? Or
I was just gonna say, I probably wouldn't use a green apple or a yellow apple. I actually think the yellow is almost too sweet and the green is almost too sour. And I wouldn't use like a Fuji apple, but I would use any other thing. I'm gonna keep it like that. When you are gonna eat it, you can mix it. And then I'm just gonna top it off. I crushed up a little bit of some walnuts. I'm gonna put that on top. This is very like fall-esque. And then I like to present it, just sprinkle a little bit of the dressing on, and then when you're ready to eat it, you can mix it all together, but I like to just present it and then you can always mix it up. It's also really easy, like quick lunch to put together and ingredients that you can easily have. Just about the one pot pastas was just so interesting. And the reason that they work is because if you're making a sauce on the side, and not in one pot, a recipe will usually tell you to use some of the pasta water. And that's because the starches from the pasta gets leached into that water and then it thickens up the sauce. So when you are making one pot pasta, the starches are coming out already into the sauce, which is why the one pots work, because the starch is coming out from the pasta, it's directly going into the sauce. So again, if you are making a sauce on the side and you're not making it in one pot, you're most likely going to be told to use the pasta water. And if you're not, you still should, because the starchy pasta water is a game changer for our pasta sauces.